Next stop on the Tribeca Film Festival for 2024 for me is Bang Bang. Man, I keep telling you guys, I did this year's lineup is incredible. This year's lineup has been absolutely ridiculously incredible. And like I said, again, going into these movies, no description, no nothing, picking the movie, didn't know who was who, didn't see a trailer, nothing. Um, and I just keep hitting. I just keep getting bangers. I keep getting, no pun intended. I keep getting bangers on this Tribeca list. And when I say that, I mean this is an acting movie. This is a drama. This is good. Like this is really filmed very well. Like I said, they are literally knocking it out the park with this movie. Um, but if you guys don't know, Bang Bang, this is starring one of my favorites, Tim Blake Nelson, who is playing an old boxer by the name of Bernard Rozyski. Bang Bang, he was a beloved prize fighter back in the day. Right on the high success, of course, until it wasn't. Now he is pretty much like old and angry and living in Detroit. His daughter pretty much shows up on the step to drop her son off because she has to get her shit together. And man, this movie has so many different elements. I honestly didn't, just the beginning of this movie alone, you just don't know where it's going. I thought, usually when I see Tim Blake Nelson, I'm like, man, this about to be it's about to be dark. This about to be, something. Because the last couple movies that I've seen with him, I'm like, oh man, what is this about to be? You talk about A1 acting, Tim Blake Nelson is gonna freaking give it to you. Tim Blake Nelson is gonna deliver every single time. Um, but overall, this is a boxing movie. This is a movie that really goes into the behind the scenes a little bit more, past the glorified, Creed and Rocky movies, where I think what Rocky 5 tried to do, but didn't really do a good job at it. This is basically that movie, where you see a little bit of the after effects of what happens to a boxer. After the glory days are done, after you didn't got your head beat in, and you no longer can be yourself. Because after studies show there's so many different effects of what happens to the brain after you've been hit so many times in boxing, and this movie definitely explores a lot of the trauma and stuff that's linked to that. Um, get into it. This movie is directed by Vincent Grashaw, produced by Ran Namrod, Angelina Ezik, Cole Payne, Vincent Grashaw, and Will Janowitz. But as far as like the cast is also stacked in this movie too. Like I said, I didn't know who was going to be in this movie. Of course, I said Tim Blake Nelson, Glenn Plummer, Kevin Corrigan, Andrew Liner, Nina Arianda, Daniela Panetta, Erica Gimple. Everybody's bringing their A game in this movie. Everybody's bringing their A game in this movie. Somebody, not necessarily somebody that likes boxing, but I like to see like some of the highlights of boxing, but not necessarily watch it itself, like go follow it to a T. This was a pretty good movie, like saying kind of seeing a grandfather trying to kind of redeem himself by showing his grandson, how to box and try to put himself, pretty much put himself in him and pretty much live his glory days we think he can do through his grandson. But you also see like a really loving movie where these two characters are really connecting, getting to know each other more. As his grandson is going through his community service, learn a little bit more about the background. Um, I think the movie too is deceptive about what the character is and what it's going to be, because you kind of get like a really racy vibe from the guy, like this about to be a real make America great again, blue collar movie, but that's not what this is at all. This is, don't even get it twisted. Like I said, this is not what this is. It threw me for a loop. I didn't know what to expect. It really gave me, like I said, it really gave me a lot to think about by the time this movie was over. And after it's like a hour 40-minute run, excellent time in and out, tells a story, does a really good job. And like I said, I feel like the character Bang Bang, he's definitely trying to make up lost time. Just he's resenting a boxing match that happened X amount of time ago. You spend a lot of time, with him just thinking about that, not being able to let go of the past. Not being resentful of not being able to have this, not making the money. After he feels like a fight that he had was fixed. It's no longer, pretty much ruined his entire career. Like he wasn't able to do what he needed to do. On top of that, we have a movie where we're also dealing with family. Learning to deal with life as how it is, and not learning to let stuff go and just pick up where you are and being grateful for what you have. Like I said, this movie is a lot of them trying to make up lost time. Like I said, and like I said, it's less. It is a boxing movie, but it is less of a boxing movie and more of, I don't want to say like a redemption story, but more of this guy like just trying to get his life together, man. And it's interesting to see the depths of like where he can go. Like I said, I love me a good training montage, going through in every boxing movie. But don't expect this to be a Rocky movie. Don't expect this to be a Creed. Because like the highlight of this movie is not the boxing, it's the relationships of the characters, which I think they do very, very well. The character building, the character building in this movie is definitely well done. If there was any movie that deserved to be on Tribeca Film Festival, it's this one. I highly recommend going to go see it. It is 100% worth it. Like I said, Tim Blake Nelson and the rest of the cast, they bring the A game for this. I really like a lot of the moments where I usually like a lot of action in my movie, stuff like that, but I really like a lot of the movies where we get a lot out of just so little. Less is more. Where the characters aren't saying anything, but you're getting a lot of character development and story just from that. They do a really good job. Like I said, I knew from the jump when they showed Tim Blake Nelson what we're gonna get here. I knew this was gonna be a good movie. Like I said, as soon as I turned it on, I didn't even know he was in this movie until I turned it on. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be good. This is definitely gonna be good. But I was expecting like a darker tone movie, which I think it's not necessarily dark. It's just I don't know what to say. Like it's just kind of sad. It's a little funny. It's not a comedy, but you definitely want to see this guy come up. You definitely want to see this family, get what it deserves. And just overall, like they play this whole him trying to take out a certain character in the movie, but you kind of get a little bit more like they kind of explain that a little bit more, and once they did it, I'm like, okay, this makes a little bit more sense. But like I said, Bang Bang on the Tribeca Film Festival 2024. There's a lot of banger movies coming that's been dropping all of Tribeca. This is definitely worth it. This movie, like I said, doesn't overstay its welcome. It's incredibly good. I feel like this is a movie that I would definitely watch again. If it came out, I would buy it. Like I said, everybody, if you have not seen this movie, Terrell is telling you, please check it out. If you have seen it during the Tribeca, leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought about it. Am I over exaggerating this movie? Is it as good as I'm saying it is? Like I said, I do think it really hits a lot of points. Like I said, this is not necessarily a movie that I would have seen in the theater, just because like selective choice of like, certain movies like just kind of feel like you want to watch at home in the comfort. And I still think this is one of them, but I also think this would have been worth going to see in the movies or during Tribeca Film Festival. But like I said, let me know what you thought about the movie below. Leave me a comment, please. Like I said, let me know what else you've watched on Tribeca. We going to keep bringing you more reviews from this festival. Like I said, these movies keep coming. I'm gonna keep dropping reviews. They keep getting better. I feel like I'm picking all the good ones. I don't if there are any bad ones whatsoever. But like I said, keep me posted. Leave me a comment below, and I'll see you guys next time for another review. See you.